This is no ordinary sub shop. This is Firehouse Subs.
Welcome to Firehouse.
Tired of overpriced lunches that underdeliver on flavor? Head to Firehouse Subs, where for a limited time you can get a $4.99 choice sub. Choose from a medium smoked turkey, Virginia honey ham, or roast beef. They're custom-made hot subs at a price ready-made to make you smile. Just $4.99, only at Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Participating locations plus tax, limited time offer. Prices may vary for delivery.
Good morning, welcome to Planet Chaos. I am your host, Brandyn Chaos. With me as always is Ed Giggity.
Giggity giggity.
Oh man, so we didn't do an episode last week. So we got a lot to touch on this week. You were a little under the weather last week.
Oh, I was down with the sickness, man. Oh, it was horrible. Me and the kids were sick. Oh, I can deal with being sick myself. But I'm not a very caring, nurturing person. When other people get sick, they just annoy me. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Your head hurts, your stomach hurts, mine does too. Go take a nap.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. But, you know, when you got kids, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing sucks more than having to take care of someone who's sick.
Oh, I hate it.
Speaking of sick, what do you think of this, coronavirus thing?
Oh, I'm fine. I got over it quick. It only took me a couple days. You know what? With the coronavirus, I really think that they need to just lock the country down. Lock it down. I don't care. Lock it down. No one anywhere can come in until shit's taken care of.
Well,
that's
obvious. I mean, that's kind of ground zero for the whole thing, but it's gotten to other places.
Like those assholes that came off that boat where a couple people were infected, I would not let them back in the country. I was like, hey, you guys can come back, but you're living in a freaking terminal at the airport.
You know, I said that when the whole thing happened. You know, they were trying to bring back U.S. residents that were over there. Like, why would you do that? I get it, like, we have better medical care here, but why would you do that? You're risking infecting other people. That's how Ebola got here.
I don't think we have better medical. I think, because they built a hospital in 2 days. Did you see that?
They built a hospital. They have good building skills.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that their doctors are better.
What are we going to do that they're not? What, do you get less chai tea? Like, what are we going to do that they're not doing over there? They're in it knee deep. They've been on this for, like, a lot of time. We're just now getting it. The coronavirus was over there for like a year. They just didn't tell anyone about it.
Coronavirus has been around for a long time, and people are freaking out about it. You know, and did you see the thing where people were now saying that The Simpsons predicted coronavirus?
I saw that. I remember that episode too.
It wasn't coronavirus. It was a Saka flu.
Yeah, it was a flu.
Somebody photoshopped coronavirus.
Yeah.
Man.
But I do remember that episode where he coughed in it and he opened it up. Yeah. Ooh.
You know, I hate watching the news when something like this happens. When anything happens, because they're always trying to induce panic. Like when the whole thing happened when they killed the general in Iran. Mm-hmm. You know, there's all this panic. Oh my God, it's going to be nuclear war.
World War III.
They bombed a couple of our bases that they warned us to vacate first.
Yeah.
They had no intention of starting war with us.
They threw a rock through our window as a retaliation.
Yeah, like, come on. You know, and then the news, anytime anything happens, the news channels always have a resident expert on it. You ever notice that? Like, there's a plane crash that happens, and CNN will bring in, like, here's our resident aviation expert. You don't have a resident expert of anything. You just have this intern who knows a little bit more about aviation than the rest of the interns. Stop putting up some sort of fraud.
My dad's uncle.
I used to work for the news. I know.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, just imagine if they really had like a building just dedicated to experts, like the expert building in downtown New York.
Yeah, I was watching a clip from Fox News, and they were like, "Here's our resident communicable diseases expert." Like, stop it. Just like you guys don't have a resident White House correspondent, okay? You know?
No, they have that, but random disaster.
Because it's always somebody different.
Yeah.
They don't always have the same resident White House correspondent, okay?
Tom's out sick today? Well, fuck. Bring in Alice.
It's an intern.
Put the
label on. An intern that just got a free trip to DC. That's all that is, man. Speaking of the news, did you see this whole thing with Tony Grossi?
Tony Grossi, no.
He's a sports guy in Cleveland.
Is he the one that just got in trouble for saying something?
Yeah. He called Mayfield a fucking midget.
Fucking midget. Yeah, that fucking the midget word.
What do you think of that, man?
Is there really enough people that gets offended over saying midget?
Well, midget is one of those words that used to be okay and now it's not. Just like retard.
And we discussed that, yeah.
We've talked about it, but it's if you're
did he get fired or just suspended?
He's fired. I think he's suspended indefinitely or something like that.
That's stupid.
Yeah, but like if you're a little person, you're not gonna get offended by the word midget.
I'm sure there's some that do. I'm sure
some, but
I'm sure there's a very small amount of people that do.
It's just like if you're a gay person, you don't get offended by the word fag. I have gay friends that call each other that. Just messing around.
Hey, it's like the N-word, man.
But if you're not, like if you and I were arguing and I called you a fag, you can get offended by it because you're not.
Yeah.
I'm just using it as an insult.
I know.
Because if you're not something and somebody calls you that, then it's an insult. But if you are that and they call you that, it's not really an insult. You know? Unless we're talking like racial slurs. Racial slurs are totally different. Like I'm not going to get into an argument with a black guy and call him the N-word. I'm not going to get into an argument with a Polish guy and call him a Polak.
Why not?
That's a little bit different.
You can call people Polacks. I think the N-word is its own special thing, and then there's like a hierarchy. I think the N-word wins. Like that's like the tops. And then it goes down. I think midget is really far at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
I don't think. And he wasn't, like you said. Mayfield's really not a midget. He's not a midget, so calling him a midget is an exaggeration.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't count.
He's about the same height as Drew Brees, isn't he?
I don't know. He's shorter than me. I know that.
Well, yeah. Speaking of football, since we're on that topic.
One of our favorites.
I saw Sports Illustrated put something out this week that says Brady is unlikely to return to the Patriots. They said they have inside information that he's met with 7 teams already.
He may have met with teams, but it's got to be a sweet deal. He's not going to be dumb. He's not going to go to a team that he knows that he can't win for.
Well, he's always been a win kind of guy. He's never cared about the paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I go back and forth on this one. Like, is he doing it to prove something or is he doing it for a paycheck? And I think I'm finally at that point where I think it's just a paycheck. He wants...
retirement fund.
He wants a huge amount of money to put away, and then he's going to retire. A 2-year deal with somebody that's willing to pay him a shitload of money. What was it? Not Oakland, because they're not Oakland anymore. Vegas. What did Vegas offer him? Like $89 million for 2 years?
I saw a list of teams. Like, you'll bet they have a lot of cap room.
Yeah.
That can afford it, no problem.
But yeah, Vegas said that they're ready to offer him, I think it was $89 million for 2 years or something.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. So, I mean, he takes that, he could just ride it out and just do the bare minimum to get by for 2 years and then...
Oh, he'll get hurt. He'll get hurt. If he does that, he knows he'll get hurt because their line sucks.
Unless they plan on doing a hell of a rebuild.
Yeah, Brady would be like, look, you need to get me... I don't care about the receivers. I don't care about the running backs. You need to get me a good offensive line.
Yeah, because he's a pocket QB, man.
Yeah, he needs a line. He don't scramble. He can't do that. Defensive linemen are getting so much better, and offensive linemen are slow to catch up.
I'd like to see him go someplace else, though. I would. I think a lot of people would because they want to see if he could do it without Belichick and if Belichick could do it without him. I think we already know Belichick could do it without him. I think maybe a 1-year rebuild.
Yeah, this year. We'll know this year.
Yeah.
When's the draft? Draft's pretty soon, isn't it?
The draft usually in April or May.
Yeah.
The combine just
Combine's going right now, yeah.
It just ended last night. Yeah.
That's so weird to me that people actually watch the combine. Like, it's so boring.
It's alright. It's like watching the Olympics in a way.
Yeah. There being time.
There's some stuff that interests me, some stuff that doesn't. Just like the Olympics. And that's going on pretty soon too, isn't it?
That'll tie into our Corona. Did you see that they're going to cancel the Olympics? Because it's in Tokyo. And they said, hey, you have until 2 months beforehand to figure this out. If you guys can't get this stuff under control, we're not doing the Olympics. We're going to cancel it.
This whole thing will blow over by then. I really believe that.
I don't know, man.
Anytime there's something like this, it blows over pretty quickly. People panic about it, and people die, but not as many people die as do with the flu every year.
I just saw that a doctor from the Cleveland Clinic just died with complications of the regular flu.
Yeah.
It's just if you're old and you get a bad flu and don't take care of it, yeah.
Well, flu's one of those things, like, you really need to catch it pretty early on.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be miserable and it could get worse, And if it leads to, like, pneumonia, then you're really fucked.
Oh, yeah.
You really got to take care of it. Especially, like, older people, younger people are the ones that are the ones dying from it,
It's always, like, small children and, like, old people.
Yeah.
Us middle of the road fucks don't care.
Yeah.
My body's like, yeah, fuck you. Give me some Jack. We'll be good.
You been watching the Democratic debates at all?
Mm-hmm. I watched the last one.
I think I watched the first one that Tim Ryan was in.
Oh, that's been months.
Yeah.
You're way behind.
Well,
I watched the last one the other night.
I know Tim Ryan's family. Like his dad just moved, but he was neighbors with my dad. He was over at my dad's house all the time and stuff. And he was over one night. We were watching the debates, and that's all I watched. And, I've never been like, even when I was more into politics than I am now, I could never sit and watch all of the debates. I would watch like maybe 1 or 2 primary debates towards the end. Like usually right before the RNC and DNC, I would watch one with like the last few standing, and then I might watch the final debate of the 2 nominees, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't see the point in having a shit ton of debates. It's the same regurgitated bullshit over and over again.
Oh, this one was entertaining though, man. Bernie was on point. Bloomberg tried to joke, and it just fucking landed flat. I was like, oh, I felt so bad for him.
Who are you rolling with in this election?
Now that Yang is out, I went to Bernie.
Yeah, you're a Bernie guy.
And then I like feeling.
What do you like about Bernie?
I think he has a point. Like they said, like that all of his ideas are radical. He goes, they're not radical. He's like, other countries have free health care. Other countries take care of maternity leave. Other countries do this and do that. We're the best country in the world. We can't figure this out? I don't think that's radical. Okay,
he's right in a sense. A lot of these countries are a hell of a lot smaller, and the people are a hell of a lot less greedy.
True. But
that's the problem.
We've created a greedy culture. If we change the culture of greed...
it's kind of hard to change the culture overnight, and that's what I keep telling these progressive Democrats that want to debate about it. And I'm like, you know what? That's something that you could work towards. The more progressive mindset, but it's not going to happen overnight.
But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about you want to beat a guy like Trump. Okay, you're going to need a centrist. You're going to need somebody that's right down the middle that can take the Democratic votes and sway some Republicans. Get the undecided, some libertarians, and then slowly work your way towards that more progressive mindset. And Bernie wants to do all of this stuff right away as soon as he gets into office. You gotta think he's gotta get past Congress, which is something that he hasn't been able to do much of in his career so far. you know? And then once something goes through, the Republicans could challenge it and take it to the Supreme Court.
You know what, though? I think, you know how Trump was passing shit and he figured out how to use executive orders to pass it and he didn't need them?
Well,
I think Bernie's...
Reagan's
yeah, I know. I think Bernie will do it. But you see, the thing is...
But stuff like that can be overturned, too, though. Executive orders can be overturned.
But how you were talking about how he says, well, we have to beat Trump. Bernie hasn't really said we have to beat Trump. He's been about, what can I do for the people, do this for people. He's one of the few... Because all the other ones like, I can beat Trump, I can beat Trump, I can beat Trump. And Bernie's like, I want to help you all out. Like, I very rarely hear Bernie talking about beating Trump, but more about, let's get the college debt removed, let's do this, let's make the country better.
You know, I must be one of the few that is not buried in college debt. I don't understand it.
Well,
I don't understand how you can get that. I understand to an extent how you can get that far in debt. Like, I had a friend who, he realized that if he kept going back to school, it would keep putting off when he'd have to pay back his college loans.
Mm-hmm.
So he went and got his master's in like 7 years, and then he went back for his doctorate, and then he just kept going and going until he was about 37 years old. He's 41 now, and he's got over $500,000 in college debt.
Yeah, but he has a doctorate. What did he get a doctorate in?
Psychology.
Well, he should be making that no problem then.
He's a psychology professor at college now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he managed a Starbucks throughout his entire time in college and played in bands and stuff. But when he saw how much he had to pay, he's like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have gone to school this much.
Yeah.
You know?
But he's going to make that in a couple years.
Well, yeah.
No problem.
But then I think his payment's like $500 a month or something like that. But they give you a payment plan to have you on track to pay it off in 10 years. That's the whole plan.
Yeah.
Like my original college loans, I got paid off in 7 years. And then my current college loan, I think I'm on track to finish it in 8.5. Which is...
I finished mine years ago.
You know,
I put my taxes in 2-3 years in a row, and that was it.
Yeah, they give you a payment plan to where you can pay it off in 10 years. If you need to defer your payments, you can do that too. And I think that's where people get in trouble. They keep deferring and deferring and deferring until they can't defer them anymore, and then it racks up more money in interest and stuff. And that's when you get into trouble. Like, the people that are going to rack up the 6 figures in college debt are doctors and lawyers.
Yeah. I think
in total, I may have been at like 65 grand in total. And like I said, the first one was paid off in 7 years. I was paying them, regularly the first, year and a half, and then I doubled up a few times. And then, when I got my first big tax return for claiming a child, I just went and paid the rest off.
Yeah.
And I was done. 7 years,
I think what happened was during the 80s and 90s, there was that whole stigma about if you don't do good at school, you'll be like a vocational person, like a mechanic. But now, I realize, fuck, I wish I would have went to a vocational school. I'd be doing a lot better.
Yeah, trade school.
Yeah, electricians, welders, they're doing awesome right now because there's not that many of them.
Yeah, and
when you have to get plumbing fixed, fixing your car, it fucks your whole month up, if not 2 or 3, depending on how you roll,
I look at it this way. I wish high school guidance counselors would catch on to this. Tell these kids, instead of trying to force college down their throats, tell them look, where do you want to live when you graduate high school?
Yeah.
Okay? Wherever they tell you, say, look, go on Craigslist, go on Monster, go on Indeed, go on all these job search sites. See what careers are the most in demand where you plan on living. And pick from one of those.
Yeah, if you want to live in warm weather, be a boat mechanic. Holy cow, boat mechanics make so much.
Okay, you want to live in San Antonio, Texas. Okay? You're going to go on, Craigslist or Indeed, and you're going to find that they're always looking for HVAC technicians to work on the air conditioning down there.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys make good money.
Oh, yeah.
Starting out, $50 grand a year. And then even if you're working for a company, you can do side jobs all the time and charge whatever the hell you want to charge.
Mm-hmm.
Fix your neighbor's air conditioning and shit, This area, you go on a job search site, you're always going to find truck driving and nursing jobs.
Yeah.
We got a ton of nursing homes. We got a ton of trucking companies. That's what's in demand in this area. They say you can be whatever you want to be if there's a market for it.
Yeah.
I
mean, see, it's hard because you want your children to follow their dreams.
Yeah.
But you gotta be realistic sometimes.
Exactly.
Little Susie is not gonna be a Hollywood actress. She has a fucking tooth growing out of her nose. She ain't gonna do it. Tell her she's gonna
if you want to be something like that, have a backup plan. For me, I always wanted to do the music thing, and I did, and when that didn't work out, I had radio experience already to fall back on. And you just got to be realistic. Some would say radio is not a realistic industry to get into either, but at the time I had the experience. I had a hell of a demo. I had skills in getting guests on the shows because of some of the connections I had, so I just kind of luckily fell into it, But, look for what's in demand in your area, wherever you want to live.
I'm going to be a weed dealer. That's in demand in my area.
Speaking of which, not really, I guess it is kind of weed related. Did you see this new thing? They're trying to pass a bill, or they did pass a bill, get rid of flavored cigarettes?
You mean the vape juice?
No, cigarettes.
I didn't know there were flavored cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, like menthol and shit like that would be counted.
That's so fucking stupid. Let them kill themselves. Let them suck their cancer sticks and kill themselves.
I've been saying this for years, that our government is inching towards outlawing tobacco altogether.
No, they make too much money off it. They can't. They make too much money in taxes. They never will.
I said that too, because tobacco built this country. Okay.
Yeah.
But
people's vices.
I said once the tobacco industry finds another way to make money, then I guarantee you that they're going to start working towards outlawing cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
And look at it now. R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris, the two biggest tobacco companies, they're both in the weed business now. They're both in the vape business now.
Mm-hmm.
They're both in on the stop smoking stuff. I think it's Philip Morris, R.J. Reynolds owns Nicorette.
Mm-hmm.
They also own Blue.
They'll sell you the cure. They'll get you hooked.
Now they're in the weed industry, so now they're passing all this stuff to get rid of vaping and cigarettes.
I think, no matter what, people are going to do what they can to get high or get drunk or whatever. I know people that won't have electricity but still have money for cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
They'll do that. They won't quit because they're addicted, but they started and they like doing it. Let them do it. I don't want to. Well, it causes cancer. Yeah. Well, let them fucking die of cancer.
Yeah.
But
now that the tobacco industry is getting in on the weed industry,
I can't wait for that.
They're gonna legalize weed within the next 2 years, guarantee it. It doesn't matter who the president is.
Bernie said so. Bernie said in the last thing that he's gonna do it. He's like, I'm gonna pass
first day,
I'm gonna legalize.
Trump's for it too. Yeah, it's all for. I bet you Trump smokes weed.
I think if Trump can figure out how to get the whole country to be decriminalized before the election, he'll win. That's the only. I think if Trump's like, hey, guess what? I woke up this morning, signed a couple things. Weed's now legal starting January 1st, whatever. And I bet you he would win. Boom. That's it. Legalize weed, you win.
On the subject of legalizing things, you know what I would like to see legalized? Prostitution.
I've said that for years.
I have too, man. I don't understand.
I have never been to a prostitute, but I'm telling you right now, that would really drop a lot of aggravated sex crimes.
Exactly. In countries that have legalized it, sex crimes have gone down dramatically. I mean, you're still going to have the pedophiles, but you're not going to have as big of an issue with human trafficking.
It's legal. Why would I?
Yeah. You know, like in Germany, they have the drive-in brothels. Have you seen that shit, man?
They used to have brothels around here too. There was a place. I remember there was a big house in Youngstown. My dad, like, there used to be, and there's one in Warren too.
Yeah.
He said that's where he would say the name. And he was like, "What is that?" Like, it used to be like a house of burlesque. And then like
House of burlesque.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
A house of
ill repute, maybe.
Well, but a burlesque house. A burlesque is basically like a fancy strip show.
Okay.
And they would have prostitution in there too.
Yeah, they used to have like striptease shows. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, with the feathers, and they kind of show like a little bit of boob at the end, and that's all they needed, you know.
It's like in Tijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they would just do that, it would, because if you're like a rapist, you're really pent up and just needy. It's basically a basic need to get off really bad, and jerking off. If you go have sex with a prostitute, you're done. That saves some poor innocent girl that's just walking home from 7-Eleven that night.
Have you seen these drive-in brothels though?
Drive-in brothels.
Drive-in brothels.
You stop, they
it's
jump
like,
in and blow you. And
no, it's like an old airport. It's in Germany that they do these. It's an old airport, and they got like the hangars set up, and you just pull into the hangar, and there's a girl in there. It's either a couch or a bed or something. You could go do it there, or she can get in the car and do a little car fun. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get. I'm too tall for that shit. I need a big, comfy bed.
Yeah, I prefer to do it on a bed. I don't think I can do it in a car. I'm getting too old for that shit, man.
Ugh.
In countries where they've legalized prostitution, crime has gone down. Really, sex crimes have gone down. You know, and it generates money for the economy. It generates tax dollars. You know, and then you got these women that are now making a legit living. They're paying their taxes. It's kind of a win-win, you know?
You know, the older I get, the more I look at our country and countries around the world and realize we're not the free country. I mean, we're free to do a lot of stuff, but when it comes to, like, individual freedoms, it's really not that much. Yeah. Like, you're so restricted in doing a lot, like I said, prostitution, the weed use, and all that.
Like even strip clubs, dude. Like, you can't go into a strip club and see a fully naked woman anymore. It's illegal.
I thought it was only illegal to have booze when the bottoms are gone or something like that.
In Ohio, they have to wear the nipple tassels.
Really?
To cover the nipple if they serve alcohol, yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, if it's an alcohol-free establishment or a BYOB establishment, they can go fully.
That is the most ridiculous fucking thing ever.
BYOB, you can sell you your own booze.
You guys sell me my own booze back to me?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'll just drink it out of my flask.
Did you see the latest news happening around here?
Be more specific. There's a lot of crazy shit that happens here.
No, they're doing a massive addition to the library.
In Warren?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't come this way too often. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good,
it was all over the news this week, you know, and saw a lot of people being very critical of it.
Why?
They were saying, who uses libraries anymore?
Children, lower income people. That's why they're raising fuss over it.
Yeah.
I would love to take my kids. I remember walk, because I lived not that far from there.
Yeah.
I would ride my bike up to the library and read sometimes. Like,
they have that cool museum up there, you know?
Yeah.
Nah, they have like story time. I used to take my oldest up there for story time every week.
Yeah, it's great for kids. Yeah. You gotta have a library.
You know, plus, like, you think about it this way too, people that don't have money to get internet at home, go there, do job applications or whatever.
Yeah. A little light in the pants masturbating.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a few times recently I've had to print something out, so I've gone to the library to do it.
Yeah, it's like a nickel a page. It's cheap.
Yeah. It's cheaper than putting it on a flash drive and going to Staples or something, where it's like $1.15 a page, you know?
Yeah, plus, I mean, we had to go. Remember, we had to go to the library to research things sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, now you have the internet and all that, but it's not as good as going to the library, hang out with your buddy, and then, like, act like you're researching and then go read funny books and look at the titties and the art books and stuff.
Well, you know, and as far as books go, like, I never liked getting a book from the library, unless it was a shorter book. But, like, I read Stephen King, so it's a lot longer. I like to read at my own pace, and some libraries, like, you can only renew, like, twice. So you got like 6 weeks to read this book. You know, some of those, you know, really can't read it in 6 weeks. You know, I like to read at my own pace. So I like actually having the physical book. Like, I like buying it myself.
Lauren went and got her hair done Friday, and I went with her. She got a cut dye. It looks really sweet. But I was sitting there thinking, I was looking at all the magazines that no one was touching. Everyone was on their phones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder, like, in a few years if it's going to be where we don't have magazines. It's all going to be digital.
Well, you know, a lot of places that used to carry
grab one of the courtesy tablets. And then Lauren told me that one of her friends' pediatricians actually have little kid tablets in there.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
I think we are so stuck on the past and not moving forward. I think we can eliminate some paper. I think you could do magazines on the tablet. It'd be cheaper for them to make. All they had to do is upload it, and you just pay a subscription to be able to view it.
Yeah.
Like, you get like $5 like every couple months, something like that. And I think that would really help the newspaper industry.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be old people that want a newspaper. That's fine. We'll do a subscription. It's going to cost you more, but go ahead.
Yeah.
If not, use your tablet or use your, you know, because even old people have phones and like my mom texts me. It's hilarious, but she texts me, you know.
Like I was saying, like I like having the book myself, you know, because you know, like I'm a big Stephen King fan. I like to read it at my own pace, you know. Like I'm still one of those people that sits there and reads a book with a highlighter. You know, if there's a word I don't know, I'll highlight it and go back and look it up. You know, or if there's something I want to reread later, I'll highlight it. You know, that's how I am, and I like collecting them too. You know, I collect stuff.
Yeah, I've never been a bunch of. I mean, I can read and all, but I don't like. Why would I have TV? Why would I waste 3 days reading something where I could watch an hour and a half and be done and know basically a story?
Do you have any hobbies where you collect anything though?
I used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I had that.
What is it?
Yu-Gi-Oh. What is
that?
It's a card game. You have traps and spells and monsters and stuff. It was really popular.
Like Dungeons and Dragons?
No, nothing like Dungeons and Dragons. It's a totally separate game.
What's it called again?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I used to collect that, but not like I'm not really a collectible. Like I'm like a use and throw away kind of. I'm a disposable person.
Yeah.
I don't like clutter. I don't like all my games on my Xbox are all digital.
Jeez.
All digital. I don't go buy discs. My phone digital, everything disposable. I don't like clutter. I don't like things. Honestly,
I don't like clutter either.
If I didn't live with my wife and my kids, like this room here would be like this is what my house would look like. Just one room.
Yeah.
Couch, TV, bed, toilet. I need a bigger kitchen because I like to cook the stuff. But when my very first apartment I had in Coriopolis, PA, right outside Pittsburgh, was a porch. It was just basically a porch that just got boarded up and used for a room. And I loved it. I had a bed in the corner, I had a couch, I had my TV, and then the first floor, everyone shared the same bathroom, same kitchen.
Yeah.
I had 2 plates, 2 bowls, a pan, and a pot. And that's it. And I was, boom, place was always clean. People come over like, oh, your place is so clean. I'm like, it's a fucking room.
Yeah, I keep my place clean too. Even
your place is really clean
and stuff.
It looks nice.
But I collect stuff. But I always keep it neat and organized.
You do.
You see my music collection, and people, you know, like when digital first started becoming the big thing, people gave me shit about my music collection. I'm like, yeah, I like having it, you know, and like when it comes to music, like I like to be able to put on the album and like have the album listening experience, like I did when I was a kid. Like, you know, when we were kids, most like in our earliest years, it was still vinyl was the big thing, and then cassettes kind of overtook that. Mm-hmm. So most of my music when I was a kid was on cassette, like the vinyl records I had with my parents. But I listened to a lot of cassette, and I always hated like the rewinding and fast forwarding to hear the certain track I wanted. So I was excited when CDs came out. But now, like I'm back into, I don't know if it's the nostalgia of my teen years, or if it's that I feel like if I listen to a cassette, I start from the beginning and I'm forced to listen to the thing all the way through. So that's kind of my favorite method of listening to music now is cassette.
I used to buy singles. I didn't buy whole cassettes.
I have a couple singles.
I would just buy singles because they were only like $3-4. They were cheap.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a cool song. Then you could just change out. Every once in a while, there was like a bonus song and a second remix.
Yeah, they usually have like a B-side, like 45s used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I collect music. I even have some magazines, like the ones right next to you. What's the year on that?
The one you had.
What's the one on top there?
2005.
2005. Jeez, it's a Playboy, right?
2003, 4. All these. There's a couple 2003s. February '99. That's
that Pamela Anderson one. Yeah.
So you got a couple. I mean, it's only like 4 or 5 of them. But yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. I remember when I was a kid, I had somehow, I think I did the Publishers Clearinghouse thing. I got the Playboy subscription. And I had the Playboy that had ginger spice in it.
Oh, yeah.
I remember whacking off to that way too many times.
But yeah, I also collect Stephen King books, obviously. And then, like, I have a couple other Stephen King books that are a little bit more rare. Like, I have the graphic novel of Creep Show. I have a couple of the Dark Tower comics. And I don't even collect comics, but I have those. I have the pop-out book version of The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. The thing I'd really love to get into collecting is seashells. I have a couple from Cocoa Beach the last time I was there. But I always thought what would be really cool is, go to all these beaches, collect a shit ton of seashells, and from each beach put them in a different jar labeled from that beach. So this is how weird I am with my collections, like a little plaque on there that says what beach it was from. And
they're pretty. What is that? Carcasses? There's just carcasses, right? There's just mollusk carcasses. Bunch of dead things in jars. It's not sadistic at all.
I like seashells. I like the beach though. I'm a beach.
You ever see, like, you see a conch shell, right?
The what?
A conch shell, like the ones that you in Florida.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the animal that lives in that thing? A conch? Holy cow! It is the most disgusting looking thing ever.
Oh, I bet.
Tasty as fuck, but it's basically a big slug with like a giant, like a claw like this big.
Yeah.
And it comes out and it grabs it, pushes itself around the bottom of the ocean. Like we watched it one day.
Yeah.
Like we've seen, because you're not allowed to take them off the reefs and the keys.
Yeah.
And like and it fucking has a giant, big eye that comes out. Oh, but conch fritters are so delicious. Eat the fuck out of it.
But another thing too that I think about with the stuff that I collect, like some of the stuff in this room, like the autographed posters and shit.
Yeah.
And something I think about as I get older is when I'm gone, are my kids gonna appreciate any of the stuff that I leave them?
I don't know.
Like London's really into music. The other kids really aren't. I think Presley's a little young, but the other kids really aren't into music, so obviously, like, my music collection would probably go to London.
Yeah.
And he would probably get rid of most of it because he hates most of that music,
I don't know. I mean, I guess it would all depend on... that person's taste and how close you are to the kid. Like, honestly, like, my dad, he didn't really have anything. But he had like this small collection of these little buttons and stuff like that he had. I found, and I kept that. I mean, every once in a while I'll look through them. The kids like them. But my mom, she collects like real. She has a whole big like those glass case full of stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Those things are gone. I'm just getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Like you don't. If they spark joy, then good for you. But other than that, I don't care.
Well, that's the thing too. Like,
my mom told me, she's like, you can burn the house down and sell the property. She's like, I don't care what you do. She's like, I'm gonna be dead and gone. I don't care about any of this stuff.
My parents had a pretty nice record collection when I was growing up, and after my mom passed away, my dad gave me all the records. So I went through there and I took the stuff that I liked and kept that. But that was less than half of it. There was a lot of shit in there I wouldn't listen to.
Yeah.
So what was left I took to the exchange. Tried to sell it. What didn't sell I just took to fucking Goodwill.
Yeah.
Because it was like I'm just trying to get rid of these. I didn't need the money, but if I could get some money out of a few of them, I did, you know, so went to the exchange and sold them. But I just wanted to get rid of them because I knew I wasn't going to listen to them, you know?
I think they need to drill a hole really deep, hit a volcano, and let it fill up with lava, and just throw garbage in there and just let it incinerate and be done. You know, like how like incineration day, where like once a year you just come and pile shit up by the hole. You just, and then they have bulldozers just push it in and gone. Because they incinerate. I mean, lava incinerates shit like that. It destroys it at a molecular level. So why not use? I don't understand why we don't use that.
Yeah.
Just like they say, fire garbage into the sun. You know, that'd be way too expensive.
That would be expensive, yeah.
They could make a chemical to break down, but you know what? What would happen then? Dumps would go out of business. Places would go out of business. People would lose their jobs.
Couldn't you just like bury the garbage with lye? Wouldn't that?
It would poison, but the lye would get into the groundwater. It would poison the groundwater. It's a whole.
That's true. Yeah.
I think incineration is the way to go.
Yeah.
Or a chemical breakdown like acid.
You know, when everyone's trying to
break shit down.
Everyone's trying to go green. Do you really want all those toxic fumes in the air?
Well, that's why you do it at a volcano. It kills it.
All right. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Back to Planet Chaos.
Oh man, so we got some donuts.
Donuts makes me go nuts.
I like donuts. And I feel like you're not loud enough. Hold on.
I wasn't talking loud this way.
Oh, that could be why then. Okay. Well then.
I didn't want to talk with food in my mouth.
Oh, I got you.
So one of these days, my mom's going to listen to this and she's going to call me and yell at me for talking with food in my mouth.
But she's not going to yell at you for talking about your cum quilt?
She knew what this was.
Alrighty.
My mom's really weird like that. Like, she accepts the fact that I'm a deviant, but she'll still try to correct me on, like, different things. Like etiquette and whatnot.
Weird.
Yeah.
So, this week it was announced that the legendary Cleveland radio station 107.9 The End is back. WENZ.
Wasn't it like a rap station?
Well, it's a rap station now. It's on 107.9 in Cleveland. It used to be 107.9 The End.
Mm-hmm.
The old call letters, though, WENZ, are still attached to the old station. This is an internet radio station now.
Oh, yeah, because I remember, like, people around here freaked out when it changed, because it used to be like
it was an alternative.
Yeah. And then, like, now we're going rap now, and then everyone freaked out.
Well, it was a unique station in that, you know, most rock stations throughout the history of radio have been just general rock. This was the first time ever that, and probably the only time ever, that you had a station that was designated strictly to alternative rock.
Mm-hmm. So it was still relatively new at the time.
Yeah. And, you know, like, you listen to any rock station and, you know, you'll hear, like, AC/DC, Leonard Skinner, and then it'll go to Breaking Benjamin, then Imagine Dragons, you know. But this station was strictly designated to alternative rock, which is, you know, it's new. Yeah. Streetsboro High School, they still have their radio station, but I remember that one was like just metal, strictly metal. And some of it was really bad. I think they're like an indie rock station now. They put like a lot of hipster music.
I remember listening to 93.3 and hearing songs that I heard in high school. I'm like, fuck, this is classic rock now? And then like I was driving around, what was it, yesterday, and EI came on, it's like, EI, you know, and I'm thinking, this is our classical music. Like, when our kids are teenagers, we're gonna be running around going, we're like, what the fuck are you singing? Like, it's gonna be so weird that's like 50 Cent is gonna be classic hip hop, you know? Biggie, Tupac,
you're talking about stuff that's like 20, 25 years old too, man.
That's 20, 25 is considered classic.
Yeah, I mean, listen to an oldies station. You won't want to. I worked at an oldies station briefly in Toledo, and you know, the programming just blew my mind, man. Like, you know, I was expecting, when I went in, like a lot of Elvis, Beach Boys, Beatles, Hollies, that kind of stuff, man. But then, like, I'm looking at the program log, and you've got Blondie. REM's "Losing My Religion" was on there. The Police, The Clash, like, you know, that stuff. Okay, I could get into that being accepted as oldies now. But even now, where like "Losing My Religion" is, that came out in '91, so 29 years ago. Yeah, that's oldies as fuck, man. Because I mean, in the '80s, when we listened to oldies stations, you know, they played a Beatles song. That's like 20 years ago.
Stuff like that, and Nat King Cole.
Yeah, now we're talking about stuff that's 30 years old, and we're like, we can't accept this as oldies. You know,
White Wedding is considered classical music.
You know, like, in order for it to be considered oldies, it has to be 20 years old. So does that mean Limp Bizkit is oldies now? Come on. I can't accept that. I'm sorry.
It's a hard thing to accept.
Yeah.
It just struck me. I'm like, what's the 2000s? And like, it's like 2020. It's like, this class, like, because I remember I just had a flashback right on my dad, and I asked, like, why listen to songs you heard? Why don't you listen to new stuff? You know, because you're a kid, you want to listen to new stuff.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I like those songs, I grew up with them. And now I'm like, going around with my kids going, shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I listen to new music, not as much new rock as anything else. New rock is just boring to me. Like, it doesn't push the boundaries like it used to. Pop music and hip hop is pushing boundaries more than rock music is these days.
I tell you what, the new hip hop is hilarious. It just cracks me up when I listen to it.
The mumble rap shit, you know, it's fun to listen to. I like it.
And the ones where they're just making like these weird bragging about like shit that doesn't even exist. Yeah. I love it. Cracks me up.
But as far as new music goes, like I'll listen to some Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, you know, Bruno Mars. I listen to that shit and I'm like, it sounds fresh and new. But if I were to put on like Five Finger Death Punch or Shinedown, it's the same shit that everybody was doing 25, 30 years ago.
I don't get the I don't know. I'm not really a Five Finger. I think they just have a cool name. They've gotten by on that cool ass name.
Yeah.
I don't think it's all that great.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a lame name, but yeah, to each their own.
Five Finger Death Punch.
While we're on that topic, did you see Ozzy canceled his tour?
No, I remember you saying that he got diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Yeah. Well, he was saying that he got diagnosed with it like 20 years ago, but he's been kind of hiding it.
Not very well.
He recently canceled his tour, but he just dropped a new album.
What?
And, he's got a new song out right now with Post Malone. It's the second time those two have teamed up. Yep. What do you think of this Post Malone guy? I like him. I like one song.
I like the music. He has cool music. I just don't like the way he fucking looks. He looks like fucking like if Scabies was a rapper. That's what he looks like to me. He's all inked up. He's ugly as fuck. Like, if you're ugly, don't get face tattoos. That makes it worse. Draw attention away from your face.
He looks like the desk in detention.
He does.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. I like one song by him. His music's kind of boring to me.
I like a few of his songs. Like, I think he's gifted. I think he's talented, but dude, like, I don't want to see you in commercials.
Yeah.
Like, just be a radio person.
Why do these rap? Like, what's just in general? What's the fascination with face tattoos?
I have no idea.
And I see like these face tattoo guys, or even like these dudes with huge fucking beards, and chicks are just fucking fawning all over them, and I'm like, how do you even find this guy attractive? Like, you can't see what he looks like.
That's, some people look better with beards, Some people they have like my face. Like, I always think I look better with a beard, but I just can't grow one.
Like I've had this. I've always kind of gone back and forth with the goatee thing. I like having it just on my chin, because it kind of. But I don't let it go long. In fact, I just shaved it this week. I'm letting it grow back, but I keep it because it thins out my face a little bit more. It doesn't, it makes my face look a little bit thinner. That's why I have it. But I don't know, like, if I don't shave for like 2 days, I feel fucking dirty. I couldn't imagine having a fucking beard down to my tits,
You know what? I think I don't grow hair. Like this right here with the stubble I have, I think I shaved Thursday.
Yeah.
And I didn't shave it. I just used the trimmer just to go down to the skin. And this is all I have to show for it. This is it. I don't really grow.
I shaved Thursday. And like right now, like I got some stubble going on, like I got like a George Michael beard going on.
Yeah, like it would take me a month to grow that much.
Yeah, but like I feel dirty. Like I'm all itchy. I feel dirty. I don't like it. And I couldn't imagine like one of these dudes with these huge beards and then like they're eating and they get fucking shit in their mustache and shit. Like I would just feel dirty. Like I've tried to grow a beard a few times, but I'm washing it like 5 times a day. And then I've had like beard guys tell me, you can't do that. You gotta wash it like once a week and get some beard oil for the other days. Like I can't do that. Like I just not washing it, I'd feel dirty.
I've always liked the the 5 o'clock shadow look. Like like Italians have that. Like they have like their tan and they have like a 5 o'clock shadow. Like I love. Like I don't get a 5 o'clock shadow. I get like a 5 week shadow.
Yeah. No, like I don't know. I just feel dirty, and like some of these girls are really into dudes with beards and face tattoos, and it's like how you get mad when dudes want to see you without your makeup on because they want to see what you really look like. Well, what about these dudes with the beards and the face tattoos? You can't see what they actually look like. It's craziness.
I like those dudes get those giant gauges in their bottom of their lip and stuff like that, and their ears. Ugh.
I mean, I'm all for people expressing themselves. Look however you want to look, I've always kind of had this pretty boy sort of thing going on, I guess. I'm like a much less attractive Zac Efron.
Yeah, I'm a very much less attractive George Clooney.
Speaking of Zac Efron, man, I was watching that Baywatch movie yesterday. I don't know why I did.
The new one with The Rocket?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
No, I love that movie, man, but it just made me miss the beach. It also made me realize I need to get back in shape, too, man.
Oh, I had yesterday, I don't know why, I went into the bathroom at, I forget where we were, I think it was Perkins, and I looked to the side, and I had like a bulge, like I was 4 months pregnant. I'm done. I told Laura, I was like, after this weekend, I'm going on a diet, I'm eating vegetables, I'm eating crunches.
I think I'm gonna start a diet tomorrow. Just some rice and some grilled chicken.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a bunch
smaller
of rice.
meals.
I like rice.
Vegetables. I could never go vegetarian or vegan. I could never do that. But I used to be really big into non-processed foods, which it's really hard to do that now because especially if you're someone who eats meat, you know, it's easy to find organic vegetables and shit, but to find like meat with no chemicals and shit like that, and it's really hard. You go straight to a fucking butcher.
See, I don't think the chemical things bothered me because it's all chemistry. Everything is chemicals, so it never really bothered me.
You want your food to be more natural, you know.
I appreciate preservatives in food because sometimes like I don't eat it all the time and I save it for later. At least I know it's not gonna, like how they talk about chicken with no antibiotics.
Yeah.
Fuck you! I want my chicken on antibiotics. I was like, you know what chickens do? They crawl around and eat their own shit. I don't want that in my meat.
Well,
give those motherfuckers a vaccine so they don't get fucking chicken flu.
I don't care about the like the preservatives, like that doesn't, you know, I don't want it in my food. I'm someone who doesn't go and do like a week or a month's worth of grocery shopping because like I don't meal plan, even though I probably should, you know, since I want to go back to like a healthy diet. But I might say, okay, this is what I want for dinner tonight. Here's what I want for dinner tomorrow. I'm gonna go out and get it. I shop for like a day or two, you know, at a time. I don't know. Because if I go out and I shop a bunch ahead of time, then I get a bunch of shit that is probably gonna just sit in my cupboard and go bad. Like, okay, I thought I might have wanted this, but it's been sitting in my cupboard for 3 weeks and now it's no good, you know?
Did I ever tell you my theory about how companies purposely make people fat and lazy?
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, you see, like, how, like, a McChicken is, like, $1, and that's all garbage, empty shit, and then, like, a salad's, like, $8.
You can get a side salad at McDonald's for, like, $1.
No, I've never seen one for $1. Side salad? Yeah, they're, like, $4 or $5. They're not very good, and they're, you don't get, because they're all, it's hot, it's not cold, it's not crisp, it's not fresh.
Yeah.
Like, you go to a store and buy vegetables, like, it's expensive compared to, like, a box of mac and cheese. A box of mac and cheese runs you, what, like 45, 85 cents?
Yeah, and then that's not even real food. Even the pasta's not real pasta.
Yeah, it's like, all this garbage food is cheaper. People are on a budget, so poor people can't really afford to be healthy. You know?
If they get food stamps, they can.
Even then, but if you get food stamps, you're already worse off as it is. You know, you gotta get cheap food towards the end of the month.
These people are out buying steak and lobster, though, and snacks.
Not all. There's a few that...
You see some, you know.
Oh, I hate that, going to the store and seeing a whole thing of just snacks and shit and hitting the food card. Yeah. I'm like, come on, dude, like, really?
You know, for a time, like, when I had it, when it was just me in London, I was working 2 jobs and needed it, and I can't remember how much I had, but it was a decent amount. And I would buy stuff for meals for me and him. Well, then I decided, like, because they roll it over to the next month.
Well, they do? I always thought you had to spend it.
No, if you don't use it, it rolls over to the next month.
Oh, I always thought if you don't use it, it's gone.
The day before the new amount would load, if there was some left over, I would buy, you know, a snack or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, if I had, like, a friend that needed it, you know, I wouldn't, like, sell it to him, but I would, like, hey.
Well, yeah, let me buy it, You buy a couple boxes of cereal or something,
Yeah, just to help out, because they gave me more than I would need for me and a 2-year-old, you know?
Fucking 2-year-olds are so wasteful when it comes to food. Like 3 or 4-year-olds, so wasteful.
Yeah,
I hate
it's like almost
eat.
$400 a month for just the 2 of us, and I was working 2 jobs. You know, so if I had a friend that I could help out, you know, I would do it. Of course, you can't charge them for it because that's illegal. You know.
No, but it's not just your friend too, because it'll balance out. Because you'll be like, oh hey, you need a pack of cigarettes. I remember when you bought me dinner one night. Let me get you a pack of cigarettes. You know, it balances out. It's trade. You know. Bullshit.
I know I've talked about this before, but a couple nights ago, I got sucked into another fucking YouTube rabbit hole. So it popped up with this suggested video, and it said finally, I think this was the name of the video. Finally, 100% proof that Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain. I'm like, I don't want to watch this because I know it's just going to be the same regurgitated bullshit that I've seen 1,000 times. But then I was like, I gotta watch this. You know, it's like almost 26 years later. We're still talking about this shit.
He's our generation's Elvis, man. People cannot just accept
so I knew, like, 10 seconds into this thing that it was all just bullshit. Because, like, the first thing it says, like, it shows a picture of Courtney and Kurt with Courtney's lawyer and her husband. It says something about the lawyer and the husband being their daughter's godparents. That was like the first thing it says, and I'm like, well, that's not at all true. Because Kurt and Courtney's daughter's godparents are Drew Barrymore and Michael Stipe from R.E.M. So I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. And then it goes through like, they said that there was taped phone conversations between Courtney and her lawyer talking about it, where she confessed and shit to her writing the suicide note. Okay, they had these taped phone conversations. They didn't play them. They just had somebody.
Dude, guess what I heard?
Like, they said no. They had like the narrator just was supposedly reenacting these phone conversations. Like, okay, so where's the recordings? And
I wouldn't doubt that she at least wrote a note to make it look like it was planned and not just him on a fucking drunken bender.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, what does Courtney Love have to gain from killing Kurt Cobain?
Yeah, he was on a meteoric rise. There was no reason to kill. He wasn't past his prime.
He was the reason she was as famous as she was at that time, man. Like, if anybody had a reason to kill him, it would be Dave Grohl. And I've said that from the beginning.
He fucking did it.
Dave Grohl had just gotten done cutting the demos for the first Foo Fighters album. He didn't know it was going to be a different project because, of course, Nirvana was still going strong at that time. He showed the demos to Kurt, and Kurt's reaction was, "Oh, that's cute. You think you're a songwriter now?"
It didn't blow my mind. Well, motherfucker, I'm gonna blow your mind.
Yeah, like, oh, really, motherfucker? Let's see where this goes.
I don't think so. I think
No,
he fucking was
Kurt
only
killed
drunk.
himself.
He killed himself.
Yeah, like
that's why when I throw grenades,
fucking conspiracy theories.
I don't say Kobe when I throw grenades. I say Kurt Cobain because he has 100% shooting percentage.
Yeah, true. Yep. So then I get sucked into more fucking videos, dude. Oh my god. The next suggested video was it was a 60 Minutes piece from 1974 about the first year of Disney World being open. I'm like, all right, let's go watch this. And then the next thing was the top 5 deadliest beaches in the world.
That one's come up on mine too.
Man, the fucking thumbnail got me. It sucked me in, man.
Yeah.
This fucking thumbnail. It shows a beach and there's a fucking waterfall right there.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh, I gotta watch this. And it wasn't even in there. They were like, well, there's a theory that there is possibly a beach with a waterfall. And I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, this is fucking Miami, and somebody photoshopped the Horseshoe Falls on there. Like, come on.
Gotcha.
Jeez.
There's my 13 cents.
Man. But that 60 Minutes piece was pretty interesting. I didn't realize, like, a lot of the locals were really pissed about Disney coming into Orange County.
Oh, in California?
No, Florida.
Oh, you mean Orlando?
Yeah, a lot of people were pissed off about that, man. Like, well, have you been to Orlando lately?
I haven't been to Orlando in years, but, I mean, we flew over it when we went down to Naples.
Man, like, if you see pictures of what it was like.
It was a swamp. It was a swamp.
Oh, it was swampland and orange groves.
It was orange groves as far as the eye could see.
I mean, I know, like, I spent a lot of time on International Drive, which is near Universal, that whole area was orange groves, man.
Yeah.
Now it's all shopping centers and restaurants and shit.
The schools there, everything, it looks
And
nice.
drove the cost of living up really high too.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, but it was originally the target was for that area to be kind of like a cheaper retirement community. You know, because a lot of the people retired and went to the South in Florida, and a lot of them went to the beaches and really drove the cost of living up. So the whole plan for, you know, like the Orange County council members and local politicians and stuff wanted to bring a more cost efficient retirement community to Orlando, and then of course Walt Disney fucked that all up. Now
Or he saved it.
It's the second most expensive place to live in Florida right now.
Yeah.
You know, second to Miami, of course.
Miami's fucking expensive.
I would probably still be down there if I wasn't living in Orlando.
I miss it. I love it.
It was not my first choice as far as places to live, but that was where I got a job down there. You know, and you know, it was cool being in Florida and the weather and everything, but I wish I would have taken my time and found a more coastal place to live.
Yeah, I'd say what.
I prefer to be at the beach. I know, like, where I was at, it was central. You know, like,
you can still drive left or right.
Either coast.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, I would prefer to live on the beach. Even, you know, if I lived like on the Gulf Coast, it's still only like a 2.5 hour drive to get to the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know, not that bad. If I wanted to go to Canaveral or Cocoa, you know.
I lived in Naples for about like 8-9 months.
Naples is nice. I like Naples.
Naples, yeah, it has a good retirement community, like a pretty balanced. It has 40 fucking Publixes. Every store there is Publix. Like you pass, like, oh man, I passed Publix. Oh, don't worry, there's another one right around the corner.
Yeah.
But that was really nice there. The beaches are okay there. Pretty laid back people. But I tell you, I miss the Keys. Like, I miss in my Facebook line, like, when I see memories.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I saw where me and Lauren out. We went to took the baby out to the beach, and I'm like, motherfucker, it's 10 fucking degrees right now, but in Florida it's like 80. I'm like, I fucking hate it. You do so much. There's so much to do outside. There's so much to do just outside. You're more healthy and you feel better. Like you're getting sun. You're getting fresh food.
Humans aren't supposed to endure this kind of weather, man. Like you know, not only does it take a toll on you physically, it takes a toll on your psyche as well, man. Just like cold weather is a natural depressant. You know.
You know, I think that our weather, it's like a dirty cold. It's not like a pretty cold. It's not like consistent cold. You know, it's up and down. That's like Canadians are happy, but that's because like it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah,
it's cold for months. They don't fuck around with this 41 day, 61 day, 20 the next. You know, they don't fuck around with the up and down like we do here. We're like right on that edge where like that fucking jet stream just wiggles around and fucks us.
I think if I had to do it all over again, if I was going to be someplace Central-esque, I think Ocala, maybe.
Ocala's a booming place.
Ocala's nice. Cost of living's low. It's closer to the beach than I was.
We were thinking about moving to Ocala a couple years ago.
Nice, man. You know, it's country, but it's also still swamp. You know, beaches aren't that far.
It's not a bad place.
You know? Yeah, I like Ocala. There's some fine-looking girls in Ocala.
Because they're all athletic. They're doing shit. They take care of themselves.
Yeah.
They're not sitting around watching Maury Povich eating pork rinds and shit like they do here. It's something to fucking do.
Yeah.
Like that's like we were saying earlier about going. Like I miss like going out and playing softball, going spearfishing, working outside. Here it's like I just like sit on the couch. I'm like stuck in the house till it gets warm.
I know. I've said it before in the show. Like in the winter, I don't leave my house unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah, me either. This is the only time I go.
Did you see this news about this bullied Australian kid? All over the place.
No, I didn't see the bullied Australian kid.
You didn't see the little dwarf kid that was bullied? His mom posted the video.
Is it the one where he posted a video and it turned out the kid was actually a dick?
Yeah.
And he was causing himself?
Well, here's the thing. Like, it happened, and, like, everybody's feeling bad, and he was that comedian, Brad Williams, started a GoFundMe to send the kid to Disneyland. And then the next day, people were like, oh, he's fucking 18 years old. Look at this. He's scamming us. Okay, he's not 18. He is really a 9-year-old kid. But then, like, the kid's got an Instagram account that obviously his mom is keeping up for him.
Yeah.
Because the grammar's slightly better than what a 9-year-old would use. Like, there's a picture of, he's in the back seat, his mom's driving, she's taking a selfie of the two, and they both got their middle fingers up. There's all kinds of pictures of him, like, trying to act gangster and shit. He's wearing, like, Gucci and shit like that. Like, no wonder the kid's getting bullied. He's acting like a fucking dick.
Yeah, I saw that. Now that reminded me. I didn't know he was from Australia.
Rich kid, man.
You know what? I don't like this bully culture bullshit. You have to get bullied. It puts you in line. That's what brings you down to earth.
To an extent. I don't believe in, like, straight up torturing a kid until they fucking kill themselves.
No.
You know, like, when we were younger, you know, if you fucked with somebody, it's because you liked them. You know, like, there was a little bit.
A lot of people really liked me.
Some fucking nerd walking down the hallway. He's got his book under his arm. You tap his books out of his hand and just keep walking.
Fucking hated that. So.
You know, shit like that. You know, or you're walking down the hall and you just flip the wrist right into the nutsack, man.
Tapper.
Yeah. That was the type of shit we did. Like, now, like, with internet, like, internet was still kind of in its infancy when we were in school. You know, somebody from school wouldn't just find your AIM name and you know, torture you at home. That shit didn't happen.
Or somebody that's friends with a friend would piss off a really big guy that's a fucking boxer. You get this shit kicked out of you in the ball for it. God, I still remember that shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. Fuckface.
But, you know, we call it ball busting. You know, we bust each other's balls.
We didn't take it. I mean, it hurts. Some people are sensitive. There are some people who are sensitive. Yeah. There's two people. There's people that use it to motivate themselves and brush it off, or there's people like my oldest kid's sensitive. He's sensitive to it. I try to tell him, fuck those people. Just say something back. You know. Yeah. My other two kids don't give a shit. You know, but he's sensitive. I try to explain. Listen, it doesn't matter what people think about you. I was like, it's hard to realize now because I know school is your life, but honestly, in like 10 years, this shit isn't even going to matter. Yeah, these people are going to be... You're going to be scattered.
Yeah. Like, nobody gives a shit, man. Come on. But, yeah, you know, if you fuck with somebody and then they cried about it, you're like, okay, I'm not going to fuck with this kid anymore.
Yeah, you know? I always apologize. Like, look, man, I didn't mean to make you, cry and all that, you know.
Or, you know, if you didn't like somebody, you got into a physical fight, you were usually friends afterwards. Some of the friends that I made in school were people I got into fights with.
Yeah.
You know, there was one kid, like, we couldn't stand each other. We used to fuck with each other so bad. And then we started, like, pulling pranks on each other. And then we ended up, like, doing a meet me at the flagpole after school bullshit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got him in a headlock, gave him a black eye. He punched me once in the mouth. Next day, we sat together at lunch.
See, I think they need to let kids fight shit out. I let my kids fight shit out sometimes. Like, you know, that's it, YouTube, that's it, fight.
I don't want to see things turned into, like, baby fight club, you know?
No, but I mean, we used to be able to settle our shit like that. Now it's like, you go home and you just shit talk the whole time, and it builds and builds and builds, there's no release. You can't fight school because all of a sudden it's assault, and now you have a record, and you get expelled for punching one kid.
Well, I remember in school, you get into a fight, you get a detention for it.
Yeah, like 3 days in school.
We didn't even, like, for a fight, it wasn't even that. Like, you had to do something really bad to get, like
in high school,
shit, you know?
In high school, I understand high school fights. Like, if you're, like 10th, 11th, 12th, that's when you can really start fucking hurting people.
Well, yeah.
There's a big gap. But in, like, anything elementary
now...
just
something simple, like, you got one detention, and that was it.
Yeah.
You know? And now it's like, you get out-of-school suspension, which sucks, because you get fucking zeros for the day on all your work.
Yeah. Plus, you get a percentage taken off of your grade.
Yeah.
At least that's what it was when I was in school.
But yeah, like kids don't get physical that much anymore.
Because they need that release. You have to release the anger before it builds up too much.
Shoot up the school.
That is it. It's pop ball theory.
Because they can't go and whoop ass anymore. You know. Yeah. It's crazy, but you know, it turns out like I'm not advocating this kid getting bullied. But it's like, come on, if you've got this attitude around your peers, it's no wonder they're fucking with you, dude, because it seems like you're fucking with them first. But I watched this video before the whole rumor came out that he was 18, and the mom's filming it, and this kid's crying, saying, "I want to kill myself." I'm watching it, and I'm like, I don't know this kid, and I want to give him a hug.
Yeah. It does.
His mom's sitting there fucking filming it. I'm like, I get it, you probably deal with this every day, but what's more important, viral fame or making sure your kid's happy? It's like, the first thing I thought of when I saw this video was, do you remember a local story? Oh God, this is probably 5 years ago now. This woman died of a drug overdose, and her baby daddy, who was also an addict, and his mom went and sat the kid down. The kid was like 4 or 5 years old.
Was that Perkins Park?
Sat him down and said, "Oh, your mom died of a drug overdose.
She didn't wake up this time. Remember how the time that she went to sleep and wake up for a while? This time she didn't wake up. That was
how fucking heartless you have to be. Like, this kid's gonna need therapy the rest of his life now.
I guess in a way they did that to maybe deter other people from doing drugs and overdosing.
That's not gonna happen.
That's
not how you do it.
That's what I think of, but when I see things, I automatically think you're just doing this for fucking attention. Because I know when my kids are upset, my first instinct is not to pick up my phone. My first instinct is to say, okay, what's going on? Now, if they're about to do something stupid, yeah. If it's for humor, yeah. But any serious family shit, you don't tape that. You don't post it on Facebook.
The guy did it for viral fame. That's all it was.
I love when people post stuff on Facebook about their kids being like a deviant or getting in trouble. I love it. I love it. It's entertaining as fuck. It doesn't help anyone. It hurts them more than anything. It helps me get through the day. But I never put on there, oh, hey, I caught my kid jerking off in the mayonnaise today. No more tuna sandwiches for him,
Yeah, but that whole video, that was just this dude just trying to get viral fame, man. That's all. People fucking,
But what do you really get from it, though? You don't get anything. You don't get paid.
No.
Not like the internet guy's like, oh, hey, here's $100 for all those likes you got and shares.
People just want they want to be recognized, and like that bullied kid, they got money.
Yeah.
That GoFundMe, they got money out of that.
I feel so bad for GoFundMe.
Viral fame, a good example. Recently, I'm trying to get caught up on my Law and Order SVU right now. I just finished season 19. I'm like 2 seasons behind or something. But I just finished season 19. There was an episode where they go into the classroom and they arrest these kids, and all the kids are with their cell phones out videoing it. Like, this is reality right here. That's what people do. Like, they see something and they record it.
Mm-hmm.
You're the same age as me. Like, when we were kids, like teenagers and in our 20s.
Oh man, am I lucky we didn't have
I see people younger than us posting, throwback pictures from their teens or 20s on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, and then I look through some of mine and I'm like, we don't really take a whole lot of pictures then.
Nah,
you
had to buy one of those disposable cameras. You had to wait a week to get it developed.
Yeah, and a lot of times too, we just get so caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
Like for me, we always thought this moment's gonna last forever.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna enjoy it. We didn't take a whole lot of pictures.
I'm still like that. Lauren hates it when I take the kids out or we go somewhere. Like, we went to the Extreme Air place in Boardman yesterday. Yeah. And she was taking pictures. She's like, are you taking pictures? I'm like, no, I'm watching them. Yeah. Why would I take pictures?
I mean, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at taking pictures of my kids. London was my first, so I took a lot of him. Presley's my first girl, so I'm taking a lot of pictures of her. But yeah, I have a lot of pictures of my kids. But I look through and I don't have a whole lot of pictures of myself.
No, I never. I hate selfies. I don't like the way I look. That's why I do podcasts and not YouTube.
Even when I was playing in bands, there's not a whole lot of pictures or video out there. I know we had one friend that did she filmed a bunch of footage of us for, she was gonna do a documentary DVD release of us. And I don't even know if she saw that videotape or not. It'd be cool to find it. But, we always were enjoying the moment. We're like, this is going to last forever. So, we'll have plenty of time to get pictures and videos. And then when it all ends, you're like, oh man, I wish I would have got more pictures and videos. But I still got the memories, Yeah. Like, I remember it all. It's still up there, But now, like, everybody wants to put shit on their Instagram or their Snapchat or their TikTok. Everybody younger than us, the millennials and the Gen Z.
Well, that's the thing.
Their digital footprint's going to be massive.
A lot of people don't go out as much and are forced to hang out with people like we like. Remember how we used to know where people were? We'd drive out. Oh, hey, look, there's bikes there. That's where everyone's meeting today.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just kind of drove around, but now they don't really do things. They're at home on their computer.
Yeah.
And their parents and everyone, because of the news, everyone thinks the world is so bad and horrible. They don't let their kids go out anymore.
Yeah. Exactly.
Country kids, those kids are gonna run the country in the future. City kids are just too fucking soft. My cousin Marsha, they live down in Columbiana, and her kid was like 8 or 9 years old and driving a 4-wheeler around, like he drove me around on a 4-wheeler. I didn't know how to do a 4-wheeler. He was like, oh, I'll show you. Come on, okay, let's go. And I'm like, holy fuck! Like, country kids are tougher kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Much tougher, and more mannered and I don't know. I think city kids and electronic kids are a little.
They've gotten soft.
Yeah, I look at my oldest. I'm like, well, I mean, I didn't have the best parents in the world, so I didn't really, I was seeing shit and doing shit I really shouldn't have been at that age. But I remember at his age riding my bike from over near where Harding is, all the way to Perkins Park or Packard Park, right down the street, and having that whole.
Yeah, as a kid, I used to ride my bike all through Mill Creek Park. I wouldn't do that now.
Yeah.
I remember riding my bike down past Idora as the gates were opening for the day and shit.
Yeah, you used to be able to actually go. You would wake up, have breakfast, say bye, and not even be home until you were hungry. Or if hopefully, hey, one of your parents' friends hey, stay here for lunch or stay here for dinner. You wouldn't have to be home for a day and a half sometimes.
Yep.
Wear the same clothes 2-3 days in a row. Fuck it,
Yep. All right. Well, we got some more topics that we're going to touch on, so we're going to take a real quick break, and then we'll be back in a little bit. Stay tuned.
Seconds.
And now, back to Planet Chaos.
Something I wanted to talk about. I know we all think it, but it seems like people are afraid to talk about it. You ever go over to an old person's house and there's always cooking smells even when they're not cooking?
Yeah.
You go to an old person's house, they may have eaten out over the last 3 weeks every single day, but their house still smells like whatever they were cooking a month ago.
Yeah.
What's up with that, man?
Maybe because they've been in a house so long, most of the pores, in the ceiling and the walls and stuff, are just absorbed it.
I don't know. I get done cooking and I want to burn a scented candle to get rid of the cooking smells.
It depends on what I cook. If you got fish sticks and stuff, yeah, but if you're baking something, I love the smell, white chili, when Lauren makes white chili, which I get tonight, woo! But no, when she makes white chili, I love the smell of white chili. Buffalo chicken dip, I love the smell of buffalo chicken dip.
I don't know, I would rather my house not smell like food. If it did, it would be like an apple pie scented candle.
Yeah, your guys' house, every time I come over, it always smells nice. It doesn't even smell like you have a baby.
Yeah, like I like to have my house smell nice. Like I'd burn incense or wax melts or some shit, you know?
Oh,
I can't stand like going over somebody's house and it smells like food.
Dude, never come over my house. You go in different sections, it smells weird. One will smell like Pop-Tarts, next plate will smell like tea, something will smell like sugar, and I have so many different smell zones in my house.
My godparents' house always smelled like pine salt.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, it always smells like pine salt. Now I'll come over, like, better take my shoes off. It smells like you guys just mopped. And my godmother's like, I haven't mopped in like a week. Why does your house still smell like pine salt? What the fuck?
It does, man.
Come on. Jeez.
I do like that fresh baked bread smell. That's always a good smell to have. Like anything freshly baked, there's something about that smell, like bread or anything like that.
I like smelling candles and wax melts when I go to the store. Like if my wife loses me in the store, she knows where to find me.
Same thing with me. Lose me in the store, you just find me by the girls' bathroom.
I don't understand. Like who's buying these fresh linen scented candles?
You know what? I like the fresh linen smell for like the bathroom. It gives like a clean smell.
When I'm doing laundry.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing laundry, I don't want to smell it. But it's something my mom would burn every once in a while. It wasn't like all the time, but it's every once in a while I'd come over and, you doing laundry? No, it's my candle. Like, what the fuck, man?
My wife, she gets these scented bead thing, like I call them flavor crystals, that you put in on top of your clothes.
Yeah.
Whole like she does that. It just takes over the whole, like the basement smells super fresh, and like the living room was right above it smells really fresh. Like I'll go home on Sunday and be like, yeah, Lauren's doing laundry.
So we talked a little bit about the Democratic debates. What do you think of Bloomberg? We didn't really talk about Bloomberg. We kind of focused on Bernie a little bit there.
Honestly, I don't know much about him except for he was the mayor of New York, and he did the stop and frisk, which that's a hard thing. That's a hard subject because on one hand, yeah, it was racial profiling. They profiled minorities, but on the second hand,
made the city a lot safer.
A lot of the people that were causing the problems were the minorities. They just happened to be minorities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where on paper, like you hear it sounds racist, but if you look into statistics, it really wasn't. It was targeting who the problem was.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you talk to anybody that's lived in New York for a long period of time, they like the guy. New Yorkers love the guy. There's things about him that kind of give him a bad rap, but, New Yorkers love the guy. There's a reason why he served 3 terms as mayor. You talk to people, and their biggest thing is he made the city safer.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that I've talked to that are like, 15, 20 years ago, I was scared to death to take the subway. Now I take the subway every day. He made the city safer. The economy there is doing a hell of a lot better than it was before him.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to pick who I'm voting for. Primary, I think I'm going to vote in the Democratic primary. But normally I don't pick somebody this early on. It's hard. It really is, especially when you got a lot of people. A lot of them have good and bad qualities. I usually pick who I'm voting for like the day before I go and vote. We got 2-3 weeks before the primary here.
Yeah, Lauren was telling me I had to go do it, and I'm like, I'm not voting in the primary. I'm not wasting my time.
But you said you were all in for Bernie, though.
Well, my one vote is going to have Bernie win Ohio. I don't care.
You never know.
The major election is all that matters.
So are you going to be blue no matter who?
I don't know if I'm even going to. I don't even know if I'm going to vote. I don't really. The way I see it is, my personal one vote isn't going to make a difference. I have a bad track record of picking people. Obama was the only one I was good at picking. Everyone else loses.
I don't know.
Then I get angry. I'm like, well, fuck it. I didn't want this guy to win. Why the fuck am I wasting my time going to vote?
That's why I voted third party the last 2 presidential elections.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's how Trump got elected.
Not in the primary, I didn't. Like, in 2012, I think I voted Romney in the primary.
I think I did too.
And in 2016, I voted Kasich in the primary.
I don't like Kasich.
I do like Kasich. I do. I really was hoping he would run this time around.
I like my president to be good looking. Kasich's not a good looking guy. He does not look good. I know. I didn't like Trump either. Bernie's not bad looking. He's an old guy.
He looks like a fat Larry David.
Yeah. I relate. I like Larry David, so I like him.
I do like Larry David. He's a funny guy.
You know, but presidents are judging our looks a lot also. It's looks, entertainment value. The policies and stuff, you're going to promise a bunch of shit and not deliver. I'm not dumb. I know that.
Yeah.
You're saying wherever you can to get me in bed with you.
Yeah.
It's like guys at last call saying shit to girls just to get them to come home with them.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about who I'm going to vote for in the primary. I do like Bloomberg, and it's something that, to me, like, you know, the stop and frisk thing gave him a bad rap. You know, so I had to talk to some of my friends from New York, and they're like, fuck, he's great. Great mayor. You know, he can do great things for this country. And, you know, a lot of them believe that he's the one guy that can beat Trump. Because as much as New Yorkers love Bloomberg, they hate Trump just as much. New York City is, you know, even though he kind of considers himself the king of New York, a lot of people in New York don't like the guy. Especially because his name is on everything out there.
You know, it's Bloomberg. The only thing he would have going for him is the fact that he has 0 donors, so he owes nothing to nobody. Except for his friends.
Yeah.
And who are his friends? A bunch of millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard. Like Bernie, Bernie's a millionaire, but he's worked.
Actually, his net worth, I think, was $300,000.
No, he just had $1 million book deals and stuff like that.
Bernie?
Yeah, Bernie's worth a couple mil.
Okay.
But he's worked all of his life. And he's not
he
flashy.
He hasn't worked all his life, dude.
No, he
was on welfare until he ran for Senate.
Yeah, that's back in the 60s and 70s.
No, he didn't reach...
He's been in politics since like the 60s and 70s.
No, he's only been in office since... I want to say it was like 88, 89.
But he was in local politics.
No.
Yeah, because I saw speeches from the 70s when he was speaking about...
He was a political activist.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But he's worked his whole life
he wasn't working. He wasn't making any money doing it. He was a hippie that was just doing what hippies did back then.
He was trying though. He's been trying for equal rights, and he's been saying the same stuff for years. And he's right. And people want to call him socialism. It's not socialism. It's helping everybody. There's a difference.
Well, we have some socialist programs in place right now.
Medicare, welfare,
yeah,
Social Security, yeah. And it says social right in the fucking program, Social Security.
Yeah, I mean, whoever gets elected, there's going to be things about them you're going to like, there's going to be things about them you're going to hate. That's just how it is. Did you see these Trump ads that got pulled from TV?
I did not. You were saying something about it. I didn't see them.
Just talking about the Biden and his son and the whole Ukraine thing. And they're like,
you almost lose your job over talking about that.
A little bit ago. I guess there's been a ton of his ads pulled from social media for not having truth in them. Because that's one of the rules with these campaign ads is they have to be true.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you can edit stuff to make it sort of fit your agenda, but it has to be based in truth. And honestly, I don't know if we will ever know the whole truth about Biden and his son and all that bullshit over there. I don't even know I don't even know what it was.
The thing is, I don't see how it matters. Biden didn't do anything for them. If they thought it was a good idea to employ his son to get a favor, that's their own dumbass fault.
Yeah.
That's like an ugly girl buying me drinks at the bar before I tell her that I'm married. Yeah. If she believes I'm going to leave my wife for her, that's her own dumbass fault. I didn't make her buy me those drinks.
Yeah.
I didn't make her give me a hand job in the parking lot. She wanted to. No, it's like, it's not your fault.
Yeah. Did you see Vanessa Bryant is going to be filing a lawsuit against the helicopter company that employed the pilot?
Bullshit.
You didn't see that?
No, I'm saying I did see it. It's bullshit.
Why is it bullshit?
It is fucking bullshit. That was a straight up 100% accident. It wasn't like, hey, I lost my luggage, I wrecked your Uber on the way to... No, it was a fucking accident. People died. It was an accident. I have no doubt in my mind that they were like, I don't give a fuck, it's foggy or not, fly this helicopter. No doubt in my mind that they were like that.
The pilot was told not to fly.
And then...
By the FAA.
And then you can request a special request. Says, hey, you're going to sit here and tell me that Kobe Bryant was like, listen, motherfucker, I'm Kobe Bryant, we'll be fine, let's go.
Well, the thing is, you have this pilot who technically should not have been employed by this company.
Why?
He's been fined twice in the past already for flying against FAA regulations in inclement weather. See, the thing is, flying a helicopter in heavy fog is a hell of a lot different than flying a plane in heavy fog.
So you can fly over
it. A lot more accidents can happen. You're flying lower to the ground. You're in a mountainous region. You know, there's a lot more.
Why didn't you just fly? Did it stall? Did they even come out with what happened yet?
He was flying too close to the ground.
And just smacked a mountain?
Yeah.
It was too close to the ground, just smacked out of nowhere? Like, didn't even know, just all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's shitty, man. A lot of people died. You know, I think she has every right to sue. That company was very irresponsible in employing that pilot. You know, a guy that used to fly a Kobe said that there's no way that he would have flown in fog that heavy, and Kobe was okay with that.
Yeah. I have a feeling that Dave was like, listen, can you do it or not? And the guy was like, I mean, I can do it, but, you know, he was like, let's fucking do it, let's send it. Because he wanted to get there to that bad. He didn't want to disappoint that whole gym full of kids. There's a whole, I have no doubt in my mind that Kobe Bryant was like, look, I am not going to disappoint these kids. If you think we can make it, we'll go. And he probably said, yeah, we can make it, we should be fine.
He could have taken a limo. You know, I think if they would have grounded that helicopter, that's what he would have done. He would have taken
the limo. Yeah, but he could have
got he was that far. You're talking about an hour and a half drive.
Oh, I don't know how far it was.
Yeah, it was about an hour and a half drive. About a 15-minute helicopter ride. You know, you're going to laugh at me, but this is right up your alley.
All right.
Something I was thinking about the other day. You know, like, you get certain things like your eye color, hair color, receding hairline, you know, how hairy your body gets as you get older. Mm-hmm. All those things are hereditary, right? You get that from either your mother or your father, or a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's all crapshoot.
What about penis size? Do you think that has anything to do with genetics?
It sure does. It sure does. The only nice thing I've ever heard about my father was how big his dick is, and I'm packing a big one myself. That's how I know.
Hold up. Stop. Who told you?
Oh no, I've seen it for myself too. My father wore robes. My fucking father's dick was huge. I think my dick is big, but I think my dad's dick was huger than mine. Like, you don't understand. Like, our buddy Nick, remember Nick?
Yeah.
One day we were all passed out, crashed in my house, and my dad was in a robe and walked over him, and Nick said, I looked up, I saw a leg, an arm, and a leg, and I realized it was someone stepping over me. And like, my dad's dick is huge, and he was a shower, not a grower, too, so I would imagine how big it was when he was fucking excited. That's the only nice thing I ever heard about my father from women that knew I like.
Why are these women telling you about your dad's dick size?
Well, they weren't very classy women. Like, if I'd meet, like, oh, I know your dad.
Obviously.
And we're like, I remember your dad. I miss him. And, like, you could see the look, like that. I remember getting my guts rearranged by that dude look in her eyes. Yeah, it definitely is.
So my small penis, I should blame on my dad? I've never seen my dad's dick. I don't know why you've seen your dad's dick.
Well, my dad was more a free spirit kind of guy. He was rogue, fucking cock flopping around. You have a big dick, you don't hide it. I don't hide mine. I just show it to everyone. There you go. Take a look. It's awesome. It's the only part of me that's good.
Jeez.
No, it's fucking huge. Yeah, you definitely do. I remember my mom telling me that when I was a kid, like, you better hope you're built like your father.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there it is.
There it is.
Google that.
Dick size is hereditary.
Dick size hereditary. I really want to know, like, scientific, not just Ed getting a peep show from his dad.
That wasn't a peep show. It was very classy.
Yeah, this is a peep show, man.
Not a peep. No, I'm not
saying. What's classy about your dad walking around the house in a robe with his dick flopping out?
Well, he didn't need his dick to flop out. How many times have you been wearing boxers? Your dick flop out accidentally?
Never, because I buttoned.
Oh yeah, because you have a small dick. That's why. We have a big dick. It just fucking like you tell like a girl with big titties how their titty like flops out the side of their shirt, like when they're wearing a tank top. Don't have girls with small tits, right? There you go. When you have a big, it's sloppy. It's hard to manage.
Jeez.
Let's see. Let's look this up.
Yeah, it's penis size hereditary. I gotta know.
Everything is though, isn't it?
I don't know. You don't know how to spell hereditary, do you?
I sure don't. I think I did know. Yeah. I spelled it right first time. It's not correcting me.
There you go.
Is penis size genetic? Yes, but what determines penis size?
Yeah, what determines a penis size? I gotta know that.
I would think it's racial.
I don't think it is, man.
Penis size is very much a product of genetics, but where those genes come from and how much the environment plays a part are not entirely straightforward. Whether or not your child is going to have a penis is largely it's produced of the Y chromosome, but studies suggest penis size is a joint genetic effort between mothers and fathers. Although most of the genes responsible for penis size live along the X chromosome, there are some genes in the Y chromosome that have links to the penile lengths and size. Dr. Jamin Bermahart, or however you say that, sounds Indian-y, a Florida-based urologist, tells Fatherly, so you can't entirely blame your mom for your small penis. So it's not your mom's fault.
All right.
It's, everything you get is a mix. It's a fucking mix. It's like a lottery. Like your genes just throw everything in there, you mix it up, and whatever you pull, you pull. Sometimes, like me, I'm the tallest fucking person in my family. I don't know why I'm tall. I just pulled the lottery and I got the combination for tallness.
Oh, jeez. I guess I shouldn't have brought up a topic about penis around.
Yeah, there's your meat for schmucks.
Oh, man. So, a few weeks ago it was announced that Faith No More and Korn were going to do a co-headlining stadium show with System of a Down and Helmet somewhere out in California. Well, then about 2 weeks ago it was announced that Faith No More and Korn were going to be doing a co-headlining tour now.
Ooh.
And of course Helmet is also on that tour as well, and a side project with one of the guys from System of a Down. So it's basically the guys that were going to be on that stadium show just going on tour now.
I don't remember.
And I gotta tell you, man, social media is lighting up with pissed off Faith No More fans.
Why?
Well, I mean, if you're a Faith No More fan, it's edgy to hate on everything popular. You know, it's the one thing that makes me almost embarrassed to be a Faith No More fan is like how, you know, you're a fan of this band who's got a singer who's eclectic in all the music he does. Like, he does everything from thrash metal to Italian opera. But yet, if it's trendy and cool, it's edgy to hate on it, you know? I don't get it. It's almost like they think that hating on Korn is somehow going to have Mike Patton going, yes, yes, please, all of you, suck my cock. You know, like, come on. You know, I get it if you legitimately don't like Korn. I understand that.
I'm not really.
If you don't just because you think it's cool, like, obviously, like, Faith No More and Korn are close. Like, they've, you know, Faith No More's drummer has toured with Korn before when their drummer was out with a broken arm. Mike Patton and Jonathan Davis collaborated on a song together on the Sepultura album. And so obviously those two bands are close, they've just never toured together. But this kind of brings up something that I wanted to talk about. I know this isn't really your forte. But I think it's cool when you know, when bands like that tour together. You know, a lot of the bands that maybe had a few hits in the 90s, like for example, Gin Blossoms, good example. They, you know, Gin Blossoms by themselves could play like a decent-sized club show, pack the place, but then they'll put together like a tour with like 4 or 5 other bands that were huge at that time that kind of fizzled out. And they'll be able to play stadium shows. You know, so you got these bands putting together like these package tours, like these nostalgia tours, so they can play bigger venues and make more money.
Well, I think that's because people, like the young people that liked them at the time, we didn't have money to go see them. We had to work on that weekend, you know. So now that we're adults, we can take a fucking vacation day and go up to Cleveland and go watch them.
Yeah. But then you have bands like Faith No More and Korn that have always played big stadium shows, touring together, and all that's doing is driving up ticket prices.
Yeah, it's...
You know, and I look at it this way, like, you're really fucking your fans. You know, you're really fucking the fans because, you know, that, you know, I could pay like $50 to go see Korn. You know, it'd be nosebleed seats, but I could pay $50 to go see Korn. You know, you have Faith No More, and you're talking $125 now. You know, all you're doing is driving up ticket prices. You know, and a lot of these big tours like that are not really selling out. Rage Against the Machine hasn't sold out. My Chemical Romance sold out quickly, but then they came out and said that was because of scalpers. But these big reunion tours and then some of these package tours that they're putting together, all you're doing is driving up ticket prices.
Yeah.
And, you know, like Rage Against the Machine. You know, we've talked about that and how they're kind of selling out to everything they've been preaching against their whole careers. You know, the only people that can afford to go see them on this tour are the people that they're bitching about.
Yep.
You know? I am kind of disappointed I couldn't get My Chemical Romance tickets, though, because I really wanted to take London. That's one of his favorite bands, so I really want to take him to see them, but, you know, I'm hoping they kind of stick around and end up doing some more tours or put out some new music or something so I can take him.
I don't really see... You have to be a bit more... I don't see the appeal of going to see someone live. Like, and spend all that money to see them live. Like, I can just listen to your song. I don't...
Well...
Maybe I'm not that big into music or fans of it.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I love going to shows, but I hate going to these big stadium shows. I don't even really like theater shows all that much. You know, unless it's someone I really, really want to see. You know, I like the small club scene, you know, small intimate shows. You know, that's kind of what I'm into. Like, I like going to the Agora. You know, I like going to the Empire in Akron, where it's a smaller place. I get to see a band that I dug back in the day. You know, 'cause like a lot of the bands that I listened to, like back in high school and shit, are playing small clubs. You know, just a few years ago, I saw Orgy and Filter at the Agora in Cleveland. It was a packed house, but it was a small club. And, you know, I drew a dick on Richard Patrick's mirror. That was cool.
Is that where you get a tweet? It was you, motherfucker. There's a bill for the cleaning on that. You asshole.
But yeah, I've seen a lot of the bands that I liked, and I don't know. To me, I enjoy the club shows more. Like I've seen some bigger acts in stadium shows. I've seen Katy Perry a few times. I've seen Bruno Mars, but unless you pay for the VIP package, you don't get to go meet them and all that other shit. I like being able to hang out with the band and bullshit with them.
Yeah.
It's like these smaller shows. A lot of these guys don't even have like a merch person. They run their own merch table. They're out there before they play. They're out there after they play. They're doing autographs and pictures and stuff. To me, that's more fun. That's a show.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay $500 to go meet Metallica.
Oh fuck no, I'm not.
No.
I'll just download the meeting from Napster.
Exactly.
I can sit here and say that, but then again, in a few weeks, I'm going to see wrestling with all the kids, live at Covelli.
I don't know. Is that any different than watching it on TV, though?
Yeah, there's a little bit more. It's a little bit more intimate because you're a lot closer.
Yeah.
And you, they do matches on there you wouldn't normally see on TV.
Yeah.
Like people you don't normally see
it's
go up against each other. It's more fun.
Sporting events, like baseball and football, to me, even though I do like going to games from time to time, it's more boring than watching it on TV because it moves a lot slower. Basketball's the opposite. I think basketball's more exciting to watch in person because it moves a lot quicker. It's a quicker sport to begin with, so it moves quicker. And then hockey's another one. I'm not a big hockey fan to begin with, but I do enjoy a game from time to time when there's nothing else on. That's another one. It moves a lot quicker in person, so it's a lot more fun to watch.
Baseball's like that for me. Baseball, I can go to a baseball game and enjoy the whole time.
Baseball's more boring than in person.
In person, I can't watch the Indians at home. Like unless it's like a playoff game, there's this commercial. I'm like, I don't know, the third inning, fourth. What the inning is it now? I don't know.
Baseball and football, I get more enjoyment watching it on TV.
I like going to Scrappers Field. I hope they save the Scrappers. I hope they don't go away.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about breaking off from the MLB. I guess the Indians are all MLB teams are actually getting rid of a lot of their farm league teams.
Yeah.
Which sucks because that's where a lot of their revenue comes from is the farm teams.
Plus, a lot of their stars come
from the major teams. Yeah. And, they're talking about keeping one level of farm league,
like just AAA.
Yeah. Which that's fine if that's what they want to do, but a lot of these smaller teams, they generate a lot of the economy in their area.
Yeah, like the Scrappers in the summer. That stadium down by the mall would not be there if it weren't for the Scrappers. Of course, now we have it. They're not just going to tear it down.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, if the team goes away, hopefully they'll do something with it. But I wouldn't count on it, which sucks. But there's always a possibility they could, just keep the team or keep that league going. I know there's talk about I can't remember the name of the league that they're in, but
New York Penn League.
New York Penn League, yeah, they're talking about keeping the New York Penn League as kind of like its own league. Its own league that's separate from MLB.
But you know what? It won't last more than a year or two because, they have the dollar night where I only go on dollar nights when there's $5 tickets. If I don't want.
Because they'll have to jack up the prices to keep things going.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be able to sell any more licensed MLB items there.
Yeah, we'll be their own licensed.
Yeah, I'm talking about because now they sell Indians gear there.
Oh, I never bought it. I never buy gear at the stadium. That's just
jump. A lot of people do.
That's disposable income. I'm smart. I'll get my shit off Amazon or Walmart.
I have a LeBron jersey I bought at the Q. Or as they call it now, the Romo Fijo.
The what?
The Romo Fijo. Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Oh.
The Romo Fijo.
I still call it the Q.
It's still the Q.
It's always going to be the Q.
I tell you what, forever to call it the Q. It was Gun Dorito for the longest
time. The Gun, yeah.
You
We
know?
went there, Lauren and I went there last year for Fastlane, which is a wrestling pay-per-view, and it looks great. It always looks so much bigger on TV.
See, I think it looks smaller.
I think it looks, to me,
Well, you mean on TV it looks bigger.
Yeah, on TV it looks bigger, but then once you get there...
in person it looks so much smaller.
Because we had, upper mid-level seats, doing second deck, but not all the way at the top, towards the lower part. And, I was like, we're not going to be able to see anything, but it's just going to be cool to go. But then we actually, you could see everything. It was like, we're not that far up.
Yeah, no, it looks a lot bigger on TV. It's actually not that big.
Yeah, on a baseball field, or even a football game.
Yeah.
It looks huge, but then you're just the same size field you see at a high school field.
Yeah.
There's a lot more seats.
Yeah.
The camera makes it look a lot bigger, you know?
Exactly. All right, well, we gotta wrap things up. If you're new, which
What did you mess up? How did you stumble on us?
All the great places that you could listen to us: Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Listen Notes, and Pod Paradise. And coming soon to Pandora and TuneIn.
Ooh.
Those aren't up yet, but they're coming soon. I think when I signed up, they said 6 to 8 weeks. I think we're coming close to that, so hopefully soon those will be up.
What do they have to do? Listen to the show, make sure we're legit?
I don't know what takes so fucking.
Because we're fucked if they do that.
Like everything else, it distributes pretty quickly. iHeartRadio takes 2 weeks to get it up.
Really?
I think the best of, I think that was 3.5, 4 weeks before that even went up on iHeart. It's crazy. I don't know why it takes longer to get approved for that, but everything else distributes pretty quickly. We finally got Google working, which is good. The best of, that one worked right away on Google for some reason, but this it took forever. I don't know why. But everything else that I've listed off is working already. Pandora and TuneIn will be coming soon, so pretty exciting shit going on there. I'm trying to distribute us to some more places, trying to get things going. But yeah, and then you can find me on social media. You can find the show on social media too. Planet Chaos on Facebook. Instagram at Planet Chaos Radio. We're on Twitter now too.
Oh, we're on Twitter?
Yeah, I started a new Twitter for us. I don't like the handle.
What is it?
Well, when you start a new Twitter from scratch, you can pick your own handle. If you start one that's sort of like an offshoot of your main Twitter account, it just randomly generates one. And I could change it, but I don't like it, so I think it's at planet_chaos4, I think is what it is. I'm going to be changing that, but if you want to go ahead and give us a follow now, go right ahead. Just letting you know, though, the handle will end up changing.
Planet Chaos team? Oh, well, there's a bunch of stuff here with Planet Chaos.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing that sucks about it, and I tried to change it to at Planet Chaos Radio, but the O doesn't work. It doesn't fit. So I'm going to figure out something to call it. I don't know yet.
No, it was also Planet Chaos. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure out a new Twitter handle.
I'm not good at Twitter handles.
Yeah. Check out my website, brandonchaos.wordpress.com. I'm on Facebook, Brandon Chaos, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. It's at Brandon_chaos. My book is on Amazon as well. Go check it out. Bedtime Stories. It's a good book. Just got back to working on another one soon. So hopefully I'll be getting a book done here pretty soon. I really want to get Schmuck out. Been working on that one way too long. Then maybe I'll go back to working on the short stories. I got a lot of shit I'm working on right now.
Short stories is a good book because you don't get too invested. It's quick, boom, boom, and you can read one and then be done, and I'll read one tomorrow.
Oh, the novel series I'm working on right now, the Schmuck series. Those books aren't going to be too long.
Couple hundred pages.
King. So next week we've got one confirmed guest.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna hit him up again here pretty soon. Make sure he's ready to come in. But we're gonna have Alex Richards from the Service Monkeys. Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since that one night at Chippers.
Last time I saw him, I booked a show with those guys at West Side Bowl right before I left for Florida. So about 2 years now since I've seen him. Coming up on 2 years. He's got another new project he's working on right now. So hopefully we'll talk about all that. Possibility of another guest next week. I haven't confirmed that one yet. He's supposed to get back to me this week. If not next week, then I'm sure we'll have him on sometime in the future. Rick Polo from Baroque Monody. They just played at West Side Bowl a couple nights ago.
Wow.
Rick's been on before. I had him on the Midnight Hour a few years back. He was actually my first guest on the Midnight Hour. Interviewed him and his wife, Jenny Rose, a few years ago. Did an interview with them for Midnight Hour TV at Cedars. Got some good live footage of them that night too. And then I also interviewed Rick for the Chaos Theory. So he's a friend of the show. He's got a new project he's working on too, a industrial noise project called Heck Vector. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a weird band name, but I heard some of their demos. Good stuff. I'm digging it. So hopefully he'll be on next week as well. If not, like I said, we'll probably get him on sometime in the future. So, but yeah, definitely tune in next week. It's going to be a great show. I'm working on booking some more guests for the future. So
I miss guests.
I do too. We kind of took a break from guests. I've been busy. Plus, I got the winter blues going. I just didn't feel like doing shit. But sun's coming out, weather's getting nicer, so back to work, man.
Back to the old grass.
So yeah, catch us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Peace.
Bye.
Mr. Weed Man, I need some relaxation. Mr. Weed Man, don't do me wrong. Like Bob Marley, I'ma smoke it till my brain is gone. Mr. Weed Man, don't you roll with rock? Mr. Weed Man, I need that medication, but I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that you're waiting with the joint after the show. Everybody solo! I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that there are no bubbles breaking our windows, but I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that you're waiting with a joint after the show.
This is no ordinary sub shop. This is Firehouse Subs.
Welcome to Firehouse.
Tired of overpriced lunches that underdeliver on flavor? Head to Firehouse Subs, where for a limited time you can get a $4.99 choice sub. Choose from a medium smoked turkey, Virginia honey ham, or roast beef. They're custom-made hot subs at a price ready-made to make you smile. Just $4.99, only at Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Participating locations plus tax, limited time offer. Prices may vary for delivery. This is no ordinary sub shop. This is Firehouse Subs.
Welcome to Firehouse.
Tired of overpriced lunches that underdeliver on flavor? Head to Firehouse Subs, where for a limited time you can get a $4.99 choice sub. Choose from a medium smoked turkey, Virginia honey ham, or roast beef. They're custom-made hot subs at a price ready-made to make you smile. Just $4.99, only at Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Participating locations plus tax, limited time offer. Prices may vary for delivery.